we go. So welcome everyone to CanBeWell's 30th birthday celebration, and we are very excited to be here and to be able to honor the legacy that many people brought forward for us in lots of different times, and giving Canadians a voice over an organization that started as a result of being with the US counterparts and then being able to finally stand on our own. So it's exciting to be here and to be able to share that. And we're tonight wanting to celebrate, but we also thought we'd do a few special things. So for those people listening in, we hope that you're going to enjoy some of the things we're going to share with you. Natasha, did you want to take it from there?
So yes, I have the honor to be the host today without a script, which is really nice. So Denise had offered to do a balance for us. And so I hand it over to Denise for now, and then we'll come back.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, this organization started, from my understanding, from an instructor in the United States in Bellingham named Wayne Topping. And he used to have regular, like, just come into the waiting room at this office that I rent every once in a while, and I'm going to show you some Touch for Health. And that was Wayne Topping one day was there, and one Canadian woman showed up, and that was Sharon Promislow. And he didn't say, well, go away, one is not enough. And so he did some work with Sharon, who loved his work. She came back to Canada and she founded the association. And I understand it was in 1993. And they got its name, I think, in 1994, all formally legally registered. And so sending a lot of gratitude for Sharon Promislow to bring this system into Canada. And to my first Touch for Health instructor, who learned about Touch for Health in Mexico when she was in dire pain because she had inflammatory stuff going on with her bowels. And somehow she forgot her meds at home. And she got recommended to see some healer at the hotel who did this thing that helped her. And it was called Touch for Health. And she became my instructor. And many years down the road, she brought her daughter to see me as a clinician. So I got to treat her daughter. And so there's so many wonderful stories of how things go around. But I'll never forget how her daughter, she was about 10 years old, I think at the time, was at grade 4. And she came in and she said, the teacher didn't believe me when I said this project was all my work. She made me bring my mom in the next day. And it's that grade 4 thing. I'm sure it happens all across Canada, where you have to do a book report, you have to do a diorama in a shoebox, you have to decorate it all to, talk about your report, and you have to talk about the economy as something, whatever, at the grade 4 level. And she did this incredible report, and the instructor said you weren't supposed to have your mom help. And she said, I didn't. And the teacher called her a liar and asked to see her mother the next day. And this girl comes in for her second or third balance with her mom, and she's telling me this, and I'm going, tell me more about that. And she says, my mom looked at the teacher. Well, actually, the mother was there. And she says, I looked at the teacher and said, she asked me to read over her report the night before she handed it in. And I suggested one spelling mistake be corrected. It's all her work. And the teacher was like, what's going on? And she said, well, she's getting this energy work down on her to help turn on the lights in her brain. And I looked at the girl and I says, what did you think of that terrible teacher? Which I never said that exactly. And she said, I'm pretty proud. So she couldn't believe it was my work, and that proved how much better I've gotten. And I'm saying, how cool is that for a 10-year-old girl to reframe what some people would be crushed, be called by a liar by a teacher? And she just looked at it completely different way. So congratulations to my first Touch for Health instructor, Lydia Giacometti Elliott, and her daughter. uh-oh, I'm so into myself right now. I can't remember her daughter's name. So sorry. But anyways, here we go. And um, that daughter wasn't even supposed to have been born according to the doctors, because Lydia's condition, and she shared this publicly, this isn't private. The doctor says you'll never be able to carry a pregnancy, which just about crushed her. With a name like Giacometti, the Italians, they like to have family. And because of Touch for Health and testing foods, every food before she ate it, it cut down her inflammation and she healed greatly. So that's just like one aspect of what we do. And last year I approached a colleague of ours, Evelyn Mulders she teaches at a professional level. She's senior faculty member of the Kinesiology College out in New Zealand, Professional Kinesiology College, ICPKP. Sorry, a little awkward saying that. So she does the sound essences, and I went to her and I said, with this whole pandemic thing, and I've got a partnership change that's going on in my company. This company was started with 2 people, now it's me. I need the help of your sound essences to change the vibes of my company. Like the whole world was upside down. There's so much stress everywhere. So I came up with a spreadsheet of over 370 aspects that relate to business, because I used to be a project coordinator and executive assistant, in my old world. So I put together a spreadsheet, organized it in 7 categories, and said, okay, find out where the blocks are in my business. And she was like, what, you mean like what we do for people, we can do for businesses too? And I'm going, absolutely. So with that as a whatever you call that, opening, I'm offering for everybody on the call who listens to this video to take a moment now. And if you have to stop the video for a moment, please stop. And think of a goal of something you would love to achieve, because we're celebrating the CanBeWell birthday. It's an opening to the next year. So everybody on this call now and listening in the future, pick something that you would love to manifest this year. Oh, I got tingles all over. You may want to write it down, keep it in your mind. I'm going to tap into the collective energy of the group. If that's not on for you right now, energetically detach yourself. And here I go. I'm going to ask, is there a category that's appropriate out of this system? And we're going to go. Interesting. We're into business systems that has 72 categories. I have 3 pages of words. I'm just going to scan and see for the whole group, what is the most beneficial aspect to balance in relation to our goals? Well, here's a nice generic one. It's about time management. So think about how time management would help you manifest that goal. Okay, we got some smiles. So we're going to work at releasing and improving any blockages at the meridian level, the chakra level, front or back, the auric level. Oh, beautiful. So we have layers in our aura, and the 4th one relates to love. Sorry, my camera, I've got that background on. Anyways, the label says love. It's about enlightening the heart. So I'm going to spray this in my field on behalf of everybody and send this vibration to anybody on the call or listening to it in the future who wishes to absorb the energy of love to help manage time in order to connect with your goal and manifest your goal. Take a deep breath. All right. Checking into meridians, chakra. Oh, and we're going to go into the archangels, and the archangels have messages for us. There's a number of archangels, and Evelyn was asked to create a set of 7 specific archangel energies, and we're working with Metatron. That's about leadership, alignment, and truths. I believe when we work with the angels, it's a really good practice to call on them for help. So in your mind, quietly or out loud, ask, "Dear Archangel Michael, please give us a blessing now." And as you're receiving this energy, there are affirmations for this one. My thoughts and actions are in alignment with divine will. Well, think about that in relation to time management and manifesting your goal. Also, this is beautiful. Another affirmation is, I take time to listen to the higher voice within. Accept the energy of Archangel Metatron to help your thoughts and actions being in alignment with divine will and taking the time to listen, to listen to the higher voice within, to support with time management and achieving your goal. So I forgot to ask you to consider how possible you felt your goal was before we began, and to take a measurement. I did that in the back of my head. I set a goal, and I think I was about a 3.5 out of 10. Yeah, this is going to happen. I don't know if any of you had a sense of that before we began. Now think about your goal now. Take a measurement on that goal now, having opened up the space in the heart. Having worked with Archangel Metatron. And come back to the present. And challenging another aspect at this time? No. So that's just a little mini demonstration just to get the energy moving in the right direction for you all. A whole session could take an hour, hour and a half. We get really good at diving into your goal, and is that really the goal, or is there something more powerful under it that when you had that, it will manifest that goal but more? So that's a little bit about the business code breaker system. And a little shameless plug, we have master classes regularly. One's happening April 16th to 18th, and we'll have one probably about every 6 to 8 weeks for sure, going on through the rest of the year. So businesscodebreaker.ca if you want more information. And happy birthday!
Thank you so much. I love the sound essences. They're just great. And I personally use in my office the heart tones mostly, just because I don't want to overwhelm people with the sound that I use. So the heart tones are just perfect in addition to what I do. Anybody else want to share a story about CanBeWell and or the former Can Ask of the beginnings, or what's going on now? Please feel free. Or should I call out someone?
I wanted to share, we didn't do a physical measurement before we started that balance. And what I noticed from some of the events that I did in the fall where we were combining music and movement, when I was at the back of the hall, I was able to observe people as they're engaged with sound. And they wriggle in their seat and they start off slouched. And then as the concert progresses, their posture starts to rise. And so as I was watching all of us, there was, just before you finished, Denise, there was this wiggle. And then all of a sudden, everybody's necks kind of perked up and lifted. So what I like to do as one check to see where is the stress level on the body, how is it affecting it, is to pull on the ears and just pull up. And if you give a pull now, my guess is you're not going to move very far. because everybody wiggled into straight and into support. And for those people that might be listening now, if you go back to tomorrow morning and you're getting ready to do something and you sit down at your desk and you pull on those ears and you notice you kind of go lift, 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 and the chest kind of comes up, then you can tell how much of the weight of the world is actually holding your body in a stressed posture. But just with what you did, Denise, we're like right there lined up. So it's a lovely way to physically feel how the shift happens. So I just had to share that.
Anybody else?
Really cool. Thanks for that new little learning.
What I like to see is when the shoulders drop. So not just like that coming up, but for me, as soon, and we had that today already because we used the sound essences at our board meeting as the balance today. And for me, it's funny because when you spray, and even if I'm not in the room, I get that feeling. It's misting down over me, and my shoulders, with the mist coming down, my shoulders go down and drop.
I have a suggestion.
Yes, Marty.
And it is that when you're asking people to check their posture, also ask them to drop their elbows.
Explain.
That's an interesting way of getting people to drop their shoulders. You know, the elbow bone's connected to the shoulder bone, you know, the song.
Cool.
And Michelle appreciates this, that in studying internal arts and health across many different internal martial arts, there's this mantra called drop elbows. Whatever you're doing, pretty much drop elbows. Of course, another one is timing. So
Yeah.
here it's drop elbows.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a big difference to get people to relax themselves. Just the tip.
I hear you. I hear you. I know that from when I do introductions to the singing bowls, I have people hold the singing bowl and I have my hand underneath, because I can tell exactly how tight they are, because if they relax and trust, the sound and the vibration will go through the hand completely into my hand. So I have the full spectrum of the singing bowl in my hand, even so I'm not holding the bowl. And then you tell people to drop the hand or drop the arm. And they go like, what? And I'm like, just trust, just drop it. And most people can't. It's so interesting how tight everybody is and how tense and how not secure everybody is. And when you then start working on that, then all of a sudden sound can travel all the way up to the ear or into the full body. So yeah, interesting things that we work with. Helga, do you have anything to share in that area?
Now you caught me.
Yeah, sorry.
CanBeWell, Canas. I'm a long-time member of Canas and CanBeWell. I was many years the treasurer and worked in the beginning with Denise. She helped me a lot to come into this material because I wasn't there with numbers, and so that was not my field, but I learned a lot, which I'm very thankful to it. I was at the board when we planned and had the 2015 Church for Health conference, IKC conference in Bern. That was so excited. I really loved it, and I met a lot of colleagues from all over the world. And I'm still a member, and I'm still love the community chats. I love what CanBeWell is offering. Yeah, and I'm participating in quite a bit.
Thank you for your work. And I'm probably the newest member in this area here, or in this group here. And I actually came to CanBeWell just before the meeting in 2015, which was the first time I presented the singing bowls to our world. So yeah, so see how circles come together. It's really cool. It's really cool to see the things that happen and where we go to. Linda, do you want to share anything?
Sure.
I first joined CanAsk way back when it was that in 2006. When I became certified as a practitioner under what was then called health kinesiology, now called natural bioenergetics. And for the first number of years, I didn't do a lot other than consume everything that was produced. I know there was a lot of tension between Jimmy and some of the other people on the board at that point, and so there wasn't a lot of communication in health kinesiology around CanAsk, but I just felt like it was necessary to have that kind of a professional group of people, because this kind of work can be very isolating. It can be very, you can feel very alone in it. And even though, you know, each individual discipline tries to sort of support their people, the cross-pollination and the growth and benefit that happens by connecting with so many different groups is just so amazing to me. And don't remember how I ended up on the board, but I did. I don't know how I got roped into that. At any rate, that also surprised me because I've really enjoyed doing that. I think I've made some, what I hope will be lifelong friends by doing this together and by working together with this. And the support and the love and the care that is demonstrated both at the personal and the organizational levels, to me, has just been something you don't see very often. And I've been involved in a lot of boards. I've worked on a lot of nonprofit boards before. And I think CanBeWell has something special, and I think we really want to guard that, and we really want to continue that. And as we reach out to more people and encourage them to participate, that aspect, I think, is something we really want to keep and want to nurture and work on, because I think that is probably more important than education or certification or, you know, all the things that, yes, do have to be done. Yes, we do want to build the profession. We do want to do that, but we need to care for the people first. And I think that's been such a clear difference in CanBeWell than so many other professional organizations. And I really appreciate that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I stay on the board, is because I think that's so important, and it's a way to contribute to that. And so thank you all for what you all do, and for all the people who make that happen. And it isn't just the board members that make that happen. It's the people that serve in so many different ways within the community and participate in the different things and show up at the different meetings. And I think it's important that we all participate and be part of that, not just the leadership at the top.
If you remember back the time when we were like 17 leadership members, which is a long time ago. And I know every one of us went through the struggles of the last 4 years, 3 years, getting back to that, keeping CanBeWell alive and everything like that. I hope we see all of those members back. And if it's just an hour that they can spend a month to help with the committee, or putting a little bit of effort in there, that would be so awesome, because we have great members. We have members that have knowledge, that have experience, that have ideas, and that could be actually such a big benefit for us. And it's, again, remember at all those committees where we're like struggling, like, I don't know, I try not to swear, sorry. But the fun we had, the fun in the groups, like Cindy, when you think back, our board meetings with Greg, unfortunately can't be part anymore, but he's there, he's gonna watch over us. And I still hear his jokes, and I'm gonna repeat myself here. And on another note, from Greg, that was always welcome. As much as we struggled, and as much as we've grown through that struggle, which is the amazing part, the growth that has come through the board and for the organization, I want to see the communities back. I want to see community chats with 15, 20 people that share, that exchange, that bring their ideas to the table, because that's what makes us grow, and that's what makes us as a community. And we care for everybody, right? We want to have everybody in there. So that's on my notes, sorry. Anybody else, anything to say?
Push the wrong button. I think it goes back I mean, we went through a lot as a board doing the name change and all that, and the leadership team, and it was a stressful, wonderful, inspiring, terrifying experience. But even before that, I think that CanBeWell over the 30 years has gone through multiple cycles of that under different leaderships with different learning, different growing going on. And it just keeps, you know, the opportunities keep improving, the opportunity for connections keep improving. So it sure be nice to try to capture, like we've talked about this before, finding a way of capturing the history. Well, we still can capture it in some sort of little anthology. It would be nice to do that. Yeah. And then maybe we can close today with a balance that would be an open invitation for, you know, people to come back into the fold actively, and also the new people. There's so much outreach we could be doing. If, you know, if we had the resources to do it. There's so many more people that would contribute and benefit from the connections, because I mean, like Linda has said, it's such a powerful and enlightening group of people to be with every time we get together and every time we take on a project. The ups and downs are all part of the fun, right? So yeah.
I love the exchange that's happening with CanBeWell. And I've been a member of other organizations too, but CanBeWell has a different spot or a different way of connecting people. The way that we interact, the people that come together, it's always enriching. Like I haven't had any contact with others, even if we start off on a wrong foot or whatever in a disagreement. Within CanBeWell, it always turns out in a way that it's enriching for me, that I go like, I'm so glad I just met that person. And I'm so glad that I know I can reach out to that person, which is one of the biggest benefits we have with CanBeWell, the community that we have. So, as you said, balance to end. We have 10 minutes left, I think, or 9 minutes left to the hour, to 9 o'clock. Cindy, do you have a suggestion?
Well, I was going to go back first to Denise's balance, and one really fun trick of the trade when you've balanced anybody is to give people, you know, guide people in choosing an image or a color or a taste or a smell that they relate to that balance and that frequency that they've attained through the balance. Because when I work with you know, the people I work with, that's what I'll usually leave them with at the end of a balance is, okay, attach that to it. And in your everyday life, deep breath, visualize that color, visualize that image or whatever, and it will bring your body back to the frequency of the balance. Like, it's like, you know, time is an illusion, right? Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
that's always a good trick. Yeah.
Often
So I've
when-
done that, Denise, for the balance. Thank you very much.
Often when
So-
I'm working with somebody in person, if we do use an essence or a spray or something like that, I'll put a spray onto a Kleenex and tell them, just tuck it in your pocket and keep it with you and pull it out whenever you need to be reminded of where you've come to, of the frequency you want to be in, and just, you know, use it as a reminder, just to give them that. By distance, it's a little harder to do that. So I like the color or the sound or the image of something that would enable them to do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I do that with meditation. So whatever they find, they can put in their pockets and take with them. But I never thought about doing that in a balance.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because if if you've identified even the primary emotions and that, right? So it can be attached to the primary emotion. What does it taste, smell, feel like? And then they can carry that through the whole balance, and then you bring that back to their attention at the end of the balance. It's quite, if you get people practicing that, they're able to balance them. You see them less. Not good for business, good for the client.
We are not about business.
That's exactly right. But I mean,
tend to not be.
yeah. But that's
Come
the
back
goal.
for something else anyway.
Exactly. Or
I
they
know,
send their
that's what I
friends.
always say. Let's get past the physical. Let's get past the physical pain and stuff, and let's work on the real, the real visionary stuff,
So,
right? Yeah.
I don't know if you are up for it. I would offer a breath meditation as a balance at the end, if you want to do that. And otherwise, I would like us all to toast to CanBeWell. Try to hold my drink so it's seen before we forget that.
I think Linda had something she was going to say for the toast.
When do it, go ahead. I don't care.
No, you go ahead. I just wanted to put it in here so we don't forget till the end.
Okay. I have my lovely wine glass full of sherry downstairs, which I forgot to bring up because I didn't spend so much time fixing my computer that I didn't get to go get it. But anyway, so we're going to toast with just my regular glass. But I would love to give a toast to all our board members, past and present, and to all our members who have made this what it is and hung in there for the 30 years that have been around. And for those who are going to be here for the next 30 years, let's fill it with people who plan to be here for the next 30 years. May our organization grow and serve all those who need health, who need love, who need presence and support. And through the various kinds of balances we do in all our different work, whether it's a balance or a sound or a frequency or a whatever it is that we use, may we bless our communities and grow our communities and make CanBeWell stronger one by one as we continue to support each other. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well said, Linda. That was beautiful.
Thank you,
I
Linda.
can't decide which to cheer with. I think Michelle would vote for what's in here.
We can both. We need a cuppa and we need a cuppa.
Thank you all for the vision, the persistence, the strength to pull us through, to bring us to where we are here today, and to us bringing in new blood, opening the space for everybody else to come in, and the excitement of the new generation to come into our place, to hopefully take over some of our chores or the board, and get to a place where we need to be and where we want to be. So can I share the board's balance for today? Am I allowed to do that? The board's not okay. So our vision for today, or our intention for today, was to open the space for 50 new members by the end of the year. That's what we balanced for. And I hope you join us into that, and maybe we can keep that vision during the breath exercise if you want to. And we manifest our new members under the leadership of Michelle and Linda and me as the treasurer. And yeah, just keep on going, keep on pushing through and keep it growing.
And I'd like to just add here, for those people that are listening that are not maybe a part of CanBeWell, aren't quite sure, they're hearing this all for the first time. All of our work started coming from doctors, chiropractors, and then it came to the layperson because people wanted to be able to do their own self-care. And we achieved that. We achieved it well, so well that we all wanted to go back to be able to be educated enough to be able to support more people. So we've kind of done a circle with it. So for people who want to learn, you can come in for your self-care, you can come in to be self-empowered with your wellness plan, but you also have the opportunity now to also climb an incredible ladder that has been built because all of the tools have been looked at from the layperson's perspective and then brought back around again. And it's a unique position to be in, that those people that have stayed in a profession of doctors or chiropractic care where it's come down a line, we've actually really played with those tools and realized their potential in everyday lives. And that's what we have to offer. So a membership with CanBeWell can be just because you're interested but it can also be because you want to advance that education. So I just wanted to bring that forward.
And the possibilities are great that we have, like the courses that our members offer, and the partnerships that we have, and the affiliations. It's awesome. Like, I've never seen anything like that before in any of the other organizations I was part of. So, are we ready to close our eyes, feel into our body, see if there's any little tension or some part of your body that's saying hello? We acknowledge that. And then we, in our vision, welcome the 50 new members or more, have a huge party for them, and open the space in our hearts for them to come in, to grow with CanBeWell, and to grow CanBeWell even further and even more wonderful than it is right now. So take a deep breath into your center and just feel how your body expands by doing that. Take another one into your center. And when you're breathing out, visualize breathing out of your feet, like water flowing out of your feet into the earth. The next breath you take in, you fill that space in you with white light, make it shine bright as the universal healing tool for all of us. And fill yourself to the brim with this white light. Again, breathe out of your feet. Once you breathe in again, make that light burst out of you. Make yourself a bright white star that's shining in the universe of CanBeWell and the world, doing its best to bring community, connections, self-care, self-empowerment, self-responsibility, but also care for others and the possibility to assist others in their health and wellness. And then breathe out of your feet again. And one more time inside and out of your feet. So while your eyes are still closed and you hold the picture of our growing community and the fun that we will have together and the joy of learning and education that we can bring together, I want you to check in with your body. And I ask you to see if the tension is still there where it was before, or if it's gone. If the parts of your body that were saying hi are now quiet. And when you're done, take another breath in and visualize, take this visualization, the feeling of community within you, and anchor it in yourself. And then breathe out of your feet in the knowledge that this sense of community and connection is always with you. And whenever you feel lost and alone, you can pull that in and feel the strength and the support of CanBeWell with you. And when you're ready to open your eyes, come back.
Thank you for this meditation.
You're welcome. Thank you all for being here today. It was an awesome night. I love to have so many old stories, new stories, having people here that have been on the boards, have been longtime members, and to see you all come back together. It's just, that's for me is the best thing, that we can all come together. So I hope I see you next month for the next community chats.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Michelle, is there anything else you want to close with?
I was going to say the next community chat is going to be, our topic is going to be Greg's legacy. And so that's going to be a great conversation to have. And that one is on May 21st. Will be our next community chat. So hopefully everybody can be there. And for those that are listening in and are wondering what that is, we lost 2 valuable members last summer, and one of the members produced for us an incredible opportunity for some money to be able to put into some programming, and we are looking at what that's going to look like. And with our birthday celebrations, we're also looking at how we can honor all of our members in a better way as we go through the rest of the year. So our social media campaigns, if you see some of those posted, you're going to see some of the faces that are on here are going to be highlighted as some of the things they've been up to, as well as other things that have been happening for our organization. And I appreciate the people that are here because they've been sharing and liking and commenting on the posts that have happened so far this month. And we have 30 posts going out that are honoring all the things that have happened over the years and trying to pull some of our history to the surface for people. So thank you, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be on the board for CanBeWell.
I have one more challenge. Next time, show up with a friend. Can be that easy.
We do
So-
every time we sit down together, we're showing up with a friend. Come on.
That too, but bring a new friend. Let's say it this way. Thank you so much for all of you showing up. That's yeah. And happy birthday again to CanBeWell. And I think that's it for tonight.
Happy birthday, CanBeWell.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.